Hello again guys, and welcome back to the channel. So as always, I've finished my night shifts and I'm straight back to the brewery. So I dry hopped this tank yesterday, so we'll see what the flavour's like tomorrow. If it's ready, if it's as it should be, I'll rack it off into the casks, which is what I'm cleaning today. And tomorrow I'm also prepping for a brew day, so I'm going to be making a HELLES, and I'll be using my favourite floor malted Bohemian Pilsner malts. So yeah, let's get some cleaning done. The following morning now, and we are back in the brewery. I have got my strike water up to temperature, and yeah, it's just a case of doing in now. Getting that all mashed in now. And the wife cleaning the tank, ready to transfer into later. That didn't turn out as planned. A good few months ago now, I did a collaboration with Steve from Tay Brew Co in December, and we used Viamon's floor malted Bohemian Pilsner. What happened on his brew tool system was that his elements scorched, and so we had to abandon the brew day basically. And the exact same has happened to me today. I started getting the exact same burning smell that I got when I was with Steve, and so that's it. I know my heating elements are buggered. They're probably jet black. I'll show you them once I've emptied out the brew tool system. So yeah, looks like I'm gonna have to take a step back and think about how I can do this again and come out with a different result. So yeah, that sucks. So there's a sample of the wort. Just look at the sedimentation after a few minutes. And then obviously you can see lovely scorched elements. The smell is horrific and just super thick. Like powder, wet powder, just yeah, awful. So we are back the following day, and I left the heating elements soaking in caustic overnight, and I've just given a good scrub, but it's not really done too much, unfortunately. I'm gonna ask around, see what other people have done. I think maybe I might have to just take the heating elements out, use a bit of this. Apparently that's meant to work quite well. I don't know whether to leave it in some acid overnight because I'm going out with some friends this afternoon, so I figured I might as well just drain this off, seeing as it's not doing anything. Try some nitric phosphoric acid, see if that does anything, and then if not, I can try barkeeper's friend. So I've had one bar say to me now that they've bought 3 casks of Sunbear Pale off me up to now, and obviously despite them enjoying it and it going down well, as most kind of craft beer places are, they like to frequently change stuff up. I kind of figured it would be coming to this at some point, hence why I wanted to brew the Sunbear HELLES yesterday. I don't think, well, to be honest, lager brewing is what I love doing, so even though it's not money efficient, time efficient, it's just what I love making, so I think I probably will stick with it. I've had a little think yesterday about what went wrong on my brew day, and basically I'm gonna try it again with the exact same recipe. However, what I'm gonna do is add the grain in, get the mash temperature up to, I think I did 55 degrees yesterday, and then
You usually get about a 3-4 degree drop in temperature because of the grain, and it was sat at 52. So I think I'm going to do that, but then I'm going to turn off the heating elements and I'm going to recirculate the wort with a ton of rice hulls until the wort's nice and clear. And then when the wort's clear, then I'm going to turn the heating elements back on. So that was plan A. Plan B, get the heating elements up to mash in temp, and then turn them off, and then just do a series of decoction steps to get up to the boil. Well, no, to get up to the mash out temp, and then I'd remove the grain, and then, but then, I don't know what's best, because like yesterday, as you've seen in the video, it was the bottom of the brutal system, which had that like white powdery layer. Question is, how do you get rid of that? I don't know. I'm not one to give up. I always think with brewing, it's all about the process that makes a difference, not necessarily the recipe. A bad recipe with a good process could still be a good beer, but a great recipe with a terrible process can never be a good beer. Yeah, I'll have a think about it anyway. So, yeah, I need to take the dog for a walk now and go out with my mates for a little drink, which will be nice. I should probably, don't know whether I'll be back tomorrow because I'll probably be hungover. Actually, no, I definitely need to be back tomorrow because I need to package this beer because it's pretty much done now. Usually I only dry hop for like 3 days. I've tried 2 days, and I think with this batch I'm going to try 4 days just to see what the difference is like. So I've noticed I've been tasting the past 2 batches, I've been tasting them a lot more as they've been in the fermenter, and I've been making a lot more notes, especially around the dry hopping. I've been changing around the dry hop temperatures. Like I've tried 14 degrees with this batch. So with other batch I've been dropping to 14, dry hopping, leaving it there for like 24 hours and then cold crashing. And then with this beer I've just cold crashed it straight away and dry hopped at like 4 degrees. And yeah, it's been interesting because each one is different in terms of flavour. So this is day 3, and I tasted it yesterday, and I kind of tasted it as some beer pale usually does. But today, a lot more of the dankness from the strata has come out, which I find like really interesting. I've just dumped a load of the settled shrub a few moments ago, and yeah, I think just out of interest, I'm gonna leave it another 24 hours and just see what happens. So yeah, let's fast forward to tomorrow and see what's happened.
I am feeling rough today. This stuff absolutely stinks. So this is a acetic acid, and it absolutely reeks dog vinegar. And just while the rest of that cake is filling up, I actually figured I'd speak to you a little bit about cask, just because I imagine, you know, I've got some American viewers, maybe other viewers who just aren't from the UK, and obviously cask isn't a particularly common thing. If not, it just doesn't exist at all in your country. So I figured I'd just go through it in a little bit more detail, basically. So this is a pin, and that is a baby kind of cask. So this is a full 40 litre and 20.4 litre one. So you've got the bung, which goes in the top, and then a keystone, which goes in the top. typically it's saved around 9 or 10 degrees. And depending on the pub, sometimes they have like it's called like an auto tilt. So the line is connected up to the keystone, and it's spring operated. So in like wherever the cold room is for the bar, as the cask empties, the spring will tip it up until it completely empties itself. So it'll either be on one of them spring operated systems, or it'll literally just be on the floor and they just put a floating dip tube in, which is the more common method that I've seen. I think there's only like 2 customers that I've sold to that have actually used that spring operated system, but that's the more traditional one. Filled now, and the keg, I'm literally just got it on its side and I'm rocking it backwards and forwards just to try and carbonate it a little bit, because I'm actually taking that to a bar later on. And I've filled a corny keg with 19 litres of beer, so I'm gonna try in the next week or 2 to get my canning machine up and running, and yeah, let's see how I get on with that. Probably about, well, almost 2 weeks has passed since the dreaded scorched elements brew day. So I've come back to the brewery now for the first time, and I still have to deal with the scorched elements. So I've got the brew tools system upside down, and I'm currently disconnecting it. Brew tools have a really handy guide on how to do it, so I'm just following that. And yeah, I'll show you the elements once I've got them out. So as you can see, they are pretty bad. So what I'm going to try and do now is whack some of this stuff on, and hopefully that'll help me out a bit. And I do only have the kind of rubbish soft sponges, so I might need to maybe run the shop and get something a bit more firm. But yeah, let's just see what this barkeeper's friend stuff does. So that's failed. I've scrubbed that for like 20 minutes and yeah, just not accomplished anything. So plan B, I think, is gonna be put the heating elements back in and then throw a load of nitric and phosphoric acid blend and leave it for half an hour or so and see what that does. So about 2 weeks has passed since I last recorded. Here are the heating elements. So looking a lot better, as you can see, and basically all I did was just left them in a concentration of 4% acid.